Hello, I'm Natalie Priest. It's January the 8th of January 2009. Hi, it's Natalie. Hello. Hi. Got a special 10-year anniversary video diary to do today. Today is a special day for me. It's 10 years officially since I started doing video diaries. So just got my notes here as usual in this book. Just get ready to talk and say it. Today is a celebration of 10 years of doing video diaries on my video camera. On the 8th of January 2009 I started just absent-mindedly and for fun with my video camera filming myself. And it was just for fun. Hello, hi. And here's a shot of me. Hello. And I didn't have any preconceived ideas about how often I do it or how many years I film myself, but I do remember I did want to film myself and document my life, so I wanted to make it a hobby of mine in 2009. So today is a celebration of 10 years of doing video diaries on my camcorder or video camera. And initially it started as a way to overcome my selective mutism and aim to project my voice better, really. So, well, I find it hard to talk out loud because I have like selective mutism when I'm in a group. My voice, being like painfully aware of my voice patterns. Another important thing was from a psychological point of view. I wanted to see myself on camera and see that I wasn't as ugly and fat and overweight as I felt inside. So at the time in 2009 I was starting to gain weight and I felt self-conscious about this, and I didn't really know what I looked like to other people, so I kind of wanted to film myself on camera as a way to see that I didn't look as fat and ugly as I felt inside, really. So that was important. And in the end it ended up becoming, like I said, a 10-year hobby, a 10-year inner making hobby, and a way of documenting my life. So my life experiences for the last 10 years and my ups and downs and my mental health progressing from being fairly bad in 2009 to a dip in 2010 where it got worse and then peaking again, and the roller coaster ride that's been my mental health ups and downs. Cool. So basically I'm hopeful that this hobby will continue for the next 10-20 years, or however long I live for. Maybe another 50 years of this or more, till I'm in my 70s, and I don't know what technology would get like as I get older, whether there would be some kind of camera where we can sort of extract our memories from our brains, or some kind of camera that can actually take snapshots of our memories, and obviously virtual reality cameras, video cameras, and 3D VR cameras already starting to take shape, and maybe I'll buy myself one of them, like a GoPro or something, and film myself moving around, getting more active and stuff. That's just an idea. So a lot has changed in 10 years. What I did notice that on the camera in 2009 I actually seemed more lively and confident on camera. I wouldn't say confident, I was a bit hesitant at first, a bit shy about talking, but what I noticed was I seemed more spontaneous and lively and funny and entertaining on camera, and that sort of spark seems to have gone, and I'm not sure why really, so I'd like to get that back. And throughout end of 2009, my mental health started to deteriorate and get worse. My mental health got worse from like 2010 onwards. My panic attacks started to get more severe. I started to get psychotic episodes that were more severe. So I'm feeling a bit anxious at the moment because, well, the last week or so of my life has not been great. My anxiety's increased quite a lot, and I gained a lot of weight due to taking an antipsychotic medication, risperidone, for a year, and then I went on to aripiprazole or Abilify the year after in 2011, and that made me gain even more weight. But the good thing out of that was from 2012 onwards my passion for art and animation started to come back, and I started to lose weight. Got a little animation on there that I made of a cat. And the voices, unfortunately, they got nastier and more intense and more frightening. And the relationship I had with the voice dynamic changed. Like, I can't function at work with them because they harass me, and I feel like they're being negative towards me and they're antagonising my ability to function. A big theme with these video diaries over the years from 2009 onwards was that there was a big ambiguity in my mind of whether the voices I heard due to my psychotic episodes were real or not. Obviously there's the ambiguity as to whether she's real or not, and my belief now is that it's all in my head, that it's all psychosis, that it's basically not real. But it's still hard because sometimes it does seem so believable. I still wonder whether it's schizoaffective disorder or whether it's genuine telepathy that I'm doing, but I get confused by it still. So there's the possibility that it could be real telepathy, and I talk about that a lot in my video diaries. And I get quite confused, and I sort of wonder whether they're real or not, or whether they were something else like genuine telepathy, or I was really talking to people. So there was a big ambiguity of the voices, are they real or not? And the irony of hearing the voices in my head was that they made me act more lively and funny and entertaining on the camera, like they gave me a spark. We were both laughing together because we thought that the people there were a bit posh, a bit snobby, and we felt a bit common compared to them, because I'm a bit of a common fucker, really. The irony of that even further is that when I got older, the voices got more negative and more dark, they actually hindered me on camera and made me more stifled, and I actually pushed them away more. You know, this could have been an exciting experience, but like a couple of weeks ago I just suddenly start hearing the voices again in my head. And I start getting the symptoms of schizoaffective disorder. It's very hard to talk sometimes, because they're in my head. I'll just pause for a second, sorry. It didn't start as a theme, it didn't start as an in-joke, but what happened was that I would talk about drinking tea on camera like I am now. I'd say just having a cup of tea, or it started with me drinking a cup of tea and making a joke with it. Then it became an in theme that I would say always like to drink a cup of tea on the camera. As usual, I'm drinking a cup of tea while I'm talking, because I normally do that. As always, I bring a cup of tea with me to do my video diary. I always bring a cup of tea. So I just want to say now, cheers. Here's my cup. Cheers. Cheers. Yeah. Sort of the idea behind this also is that I'm going to do a documentary based on this footage of me talking about the 10-year anniversary, and then I'm going to make it into a documentary and edit video footage next to it and make clips next to it based on me talking about the 10 years. I could go for quite a long time. I was a bit stifled when I first started talking, but now I'm feeling more spontaneous, which is good. So basically I've been doing on my video camera, I've had 2 of them over the years. This is my newer one, and I'm thinking of getting a 3rd one, a more powerful HD model, sort of to get better quality video really. Hi, hello, hi, hello, hi, hello, hello and welcome, hello and welcome, hello, hello, hello and welcome, hello and welcome. Saying hello to the camera over the years become a theme, saying the date, the time, and welcoming to my video diaries. Hi, hello, yeah, Natalie Priest here. I thought I'd do a video diary, so I thought I'd do my second video diary of 2010, just to tell you like what's going on in my life at the moment and what the year's been like for me so far. Hello, this is my second video diary of 2013, sorry. And today's the 5th of September 2013, and it's approximately 6:15. That wasn't what I initially did in 2009. I would just start them and pull silly faces or joke, pull silly faces and be quite funny, but soon I was saying hello and welcome to my video diaries, and it became more serious from about the end of 2010 in September. And a common theme that was running through my video diaries, my camcorder videos, was that it was discussing my mental health and how it had affected me for the last couple of months or month. I've obviously played them back from 2009, and it's very psychologically very therapeutic, because I go over the past, I see how I've changed over the years. she was kind of telling me that I'm like a live wire and extrovert and that, but I can't really see it myself at the moment because in some ways, like I've talked about already, I've lost my spark, I've lost some kind of thing that made me seem entertaining and fun, and in spite of that I have become more articulate and confident talking on the camera and better at focusing on what I've got to say. And I guess it's also a maturity thing too, from say 2012 onwards, when I got more closer to my 30s. I got more sense of purpose with doing these video diaries. So the common theme was mental health, and I discussed like panic attacks, depression, schizoaffective disorder, and the increase of my medication and the different medications I was on. Like I talked about being on lorazepam, which was a anti-anxiety drug which helped my panic attacks. No, I worry that like the lorazepam that I take isn't working as effectively anymore, and because I've come off olanzapine completely, I don't have that crutch, so maybe I'm just going to have to fight this fear completely by myself without any crutch. But the main ones were the antipsychotic drug that I was on, risperidone, for a year, which made me gain a load of weight and sort of gave me very puffy looking cheeks in one of the videos, and you could tell that I'd been doped up on this drug on quite a high dose, and it was affecting my brain and my ability to talk and concentrate. Hello, hi, this is another video diary I'm doing. I haven't done one for a while, since April. Just have a break quickly. Quite enjoying doing this, quite important to do as well. And basically in 2009 on and off I was hearing the voices in my head quite a lot, of the three voices I used to hear, Hannah, Polly and Sparky, and they helped me with my life during that year and made that year more rewarding and more fun for me. And so I felt like I lost a spark from end of 2009, and that was due to getting more serious because of the mental health getting worse and taking more powerful medication like aripiprazole, antipsychotic, which made me gain a load of weight and seemed to affect my ability, affect me like in my personality and my it might just be a maturity thing as well. Like I got older, because when I first started doing these video diaries I was 25 years old and I looked very young in my face. I had like a baby face really, and my hair was different, like it was thicker, and over the years I started to look older, like I do now really. Yeah, and it's quite a focus that I want to get this back, this spark that I had and this charisma, I think, because I think I am still a charismatic person. It's just you can't see it as much because it's more, I guess in many ways it's the hard knocks I've had over the years. The last decade has been quite 10 years of hard knocks and mental health issues and highs and lows. I mean, I've achieved a lot in that time. I'll talk about that in a minute, what I've achieved, the positives of what I've achieved in the last 10 years, but also I've I feel I've lost something, not so much my age, my youth, but I've lost my spark really. and I want to go back to being less regimented and more fun on the camera. I wouldn't say funny and silly, because maybe I'll never be like that again, but maybe more fun and spontaneous on the camera, and hopeful that I can get that back. So these notes are nearly all done, so then from then I can talk just about what I think can add to this documentary I want to do, really. Well, so here's to another 10 years of doing video diaries, and maybe even continue on another 20, 30, 40, 50 years of doing videos, and I hope to keep this as a hobby for the rest of my life, so that I can watch back all the videos when I'm older. It might take me ages to watch them all back, because I watched back in May last year, I started watching them back to see what they were like to view, like in order from January 2009 right up to November last year, 2018. I talk about it briefly. So this is 2011, and I'm like 27 years old, I think, nearly 28. I'm just in my living room at the moment, and I've been watching all these DVDs from 2009 onwards. For the last week, or I'd say just under a week, I've been doing a 10-year anniversary of doing video diaries film projects that I've been doing. Hello, Natalie here. Just starting to work on the project again today. I already filmed the interface a bit on Adobe Premiere. I'll just sort of show you what I'm doing and click it and drag it into the timeline. Move those icons over a bit so it's there now. I won't do a demonstration on how I do it as much, I'll just play around with a video of me actually making it. So, got a small box here with the video, and you play it through. I think it's this one. Like I did a video montage to a song, and I've been doing funny clips, and I've been doing stuff more serious about mental health, which will incorporate into this video, and me talking about drinking tea like I mentioned, and having a drink. So a lot has happened in 10 years. It started with me in January 2009 being worried basically that 2009 would be a bad year, or what the year would bring for me. Like 2008 was quite a difficult year for me due to panic attacks, and it was one of the worst years that I'd had in my life to date, so I was really worried at the beginning of 2009 what it'll bring.
Today is the 8th of January 2009, and I am hoping that this year will be a lot better than last year, because everything kind of went wrong.
And I was sort of worrying about the future and what my new job would be like, if I would enjoy it or not. I had a job at MenCap as a support worker, so that started with that. And in 2009 I had the voices in my head a lot, and I had mild psychotic episodes, and that was a theme running through the whole year, that they helped me be happier, more lively, and come out of my shell and be myself more, enjoying life as much as I could despite my panic attacks. And I was quite upbeat. And then I went to Ghana in the summer, and I filmed that on the camera. There's footage of me interacting with the children in Ghana, showing you video blogs of me talking about my time in Ghana and just Big Millie's backyard and the overall impression of Ghana, like going on tros and walking along to the school and being in a school, and funny videos of me trying to teach one-to-one English and maths to Ghanaian children. So the highlight of 2009 was going to Ghana, and it gave me more confidence and self-belief, so that by the time I was on my last week there and my last day there nearly, I come across more confident and self-assured in the video.
I love, I know now that I love being alive, and I love life, and I love, connecting with people.
And then my job with MenCap finished in 2009 before I went to Ghana. And then in 2010, in January, a year later, after I did my first video diary in January 2009, you could tell that I was clearly quite unhappy, and I felt low in spirits, and I was very depressed because I was saying, like, I want change in my life because I don't want to be looking at these photographs for the rest of my life till I'm like 30 something, and sitting here on this bed saying the same thing.
And I admit I'm a whole lot less lonely when I'm with them, because they seem so real to me. They're like great friends, but how can great friends be created by your own mind? It's almost a sick joke that my subconscious mind can make up a big fantasy world like this. So I'm at a time in my life now where the beginning of 2010 where I want to do something about it. I want to change. I want change. I don't want to basically get to 30 years old and still be sitting here talking to this camera saying...
And again, I mentioned the ambiguity as to whether the voices are real or not, and that I didn't want them in my life anymore. So in a way I wanted change. Back then I was quite low, and I did cry on the camera and get quite unhappy. So that was quite hot. That's one of my personal favourite videos, my personal highlight videos, me in 2010 in January. Even though it's quite a sad, depressing time for me on that camera, I really spoke very well, and I played some music, and you could tell the raw emotion in my voice when I was talking about things, and that stands out to me from the 10 years that I've done of videos, is me talking about like my mental health so clearly on the camera. And then I did another video in April that year, and by then my anxiety was getting worse, and my panic attacks were coming back and getting worse again.
But the last couple of weeks, it's almost threatening to make me housebound. As the panic attacks have taken on new forms and new symptoms, and whenever there's a new symptom or a new form of panic attack, I have to adjust to it and tell myself that it's not going to kill me, which is obviously my biggest...
Then in May 2010 I had a psychotic episode, the worst one I'd ever had, a psychotic breakdown, and I got put on some antipsychotic drug called risperidone, and you could see drastically the change in me from May 2010, where on the video, like I mentioned before, my face looked all puffy and I looked very much like I'd been through a bad experience. My eyes looked tired and drained. There was a lot of tiredness in my voice. Wasn't frightened of anything really. And then 2 years ago in particular, I get frightened of everything, and I've already discussed that in the home movies, I think. That I'd been through a lot and had a really bad psychotic episode then. And in the next video in September 2010, you can see drastically how I gained a lot of weight. I put on a couple of stone, I think, or maybe a stone and a half in the space of a few months. And it's quite a sad video time for me that year, because compared with 2009, where I seemed to be more animated and more happy, in 2010 you can see that I get knocked in quite a big way from my confidence. And then I filmed Staffordshire when I went on the last real family holiday before my dad passed away 2 years later in 2012. So in 2011 I didn't do a video diary again for like quite a few months, from September 2010 to February 2011, and you can tell that I'm quite stifled and unhappy in February 2011. Like, I had a bad Christmas, and between New Year and Christmas Day and New Year, you can tell that I'm really not in a good way, that I'm not happy. And I should have done a video diary at the beginning of the year in January, but I didn't get round to it because I was obviously feeling quite depressed. So I thought I'd do a video diary in this room, this family room. So this is my second video diary. What am I talking about? I'm getting really stressed because I'm trying to talk and it's just not coming out very well. I'm feeling all stifled. Basically, this is the second year that I've been doing video diaries, because I did the first one in January 2009, so 2 years ago. So obviously I've been looking at them all and seeing what they're like, and I've got things to say about that. And I'm very stifled and regimented on the camera. I have to do a lot of takes and I get quite angry because I'm not saying the way I want to say, explaining very well. Like, my ability to talk gets worse. Like, my ability to say things gets more less improvised and more regimented and more harder for me to talk. It's true now that even now on this camera I'm finding it very hard to talk, not so much because I'm shy or don't know what to say or don't have anything to say, or because I'm feeling inhibited as such. It's just that to not project my voice, but say the words, to form the words in my mind and speak them, is difficult. And I think that's a mixture of being on antipsychotic drugs for the last 7, nearly 8 years, or 7.5 years, and also because of the psychotic episodes I've had, they've affected my brain, and I need to sort of rewire my brain and talk. Hopefully the ability to talk will come back better. So in 2011 there was a change where I didn't do as many videos and I lost my enthusiasm for doing video diaries. I didn't do hardly any that year. I filmed a bit of Guildfest, and I filmed my baby nephew when he was a baby, like very young baby, about a few weeks old or less, and that I only did 2 video diaries that year, or 3. I did 3, but not many videos. So that was a year where I didn't do many videos, and in 2011 I was dwelling on 2 years ago in 2009, where I felt like things were better for me in my life and things had deteriorated and got worse. Obviously I've had a look at the home movies lately. That's what I've been doing the last few days. I've basically been looking at the
home movies that I've made on this camera since the beginning of 2009, so roughly 2 years ago. And obviously I'm comparing how I look now with how I look then.
But towards the end of 2011 things picked up. Sorry. Towards the end of 2011 things picked up, and I went to the ARC and did like Radio Marmalade and did art class with Valerie, and I started to make more friends and come out of my rut that I was in halfway through the year when my mental health was really bad and I kept having psychotic episodes. I had a few that year.
So I think the last video diary I did was back in July, and I was talking a bit about how 2011 had been for me overall, and I'd say it's been quite a good year. So I had an increase in my social life and an increase in my life in general, like a busy, active sort of life, and I did various different courses and went out of the house quite a lot and did a lot of volunteering work, so my sort of life stuck at home indoors, getting up at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and hating myself and finding everything boring and sort of gone a bit.
But you notice in 2011 on the camera that my weight drastically increases even more. So in February 2011 I was saying how I was worried about my weight gain, and then didn't want to get any fatter, and then unfortunately by December 2011 I was probably 13 stone. You could tell that I was very overweight, and that was the most I'd ever weighed, maybe even getting closer to 13.5 stone. Then we were on to 2012, so that was 3 years of doing video diaries, and my life started to really improve in 2012, ironically considering my dad passed away in July that year. And I went on a Weight Watchers diet in like June or end of May 2012, and by the end of 2012 my weight had gone down quite a lot. So in 2012 my weight started to slowly go down, and my confidence on projection of my voice on the camera improved. So I got a radio talking voice, and one of the highlight videos for me is me filming myself doing my radio show on Radio Marmalade at the Arc in Bracknell. Well, back then it was in Crowthorne, in Crowthorne, and I was just filming myself showing what I do on my radio show, DJ Rainbow's Dance Music Request Show, which I no longer do anymore. You're driving me crazy. I hope you enjoyed them 80s songs. Coming up is a song. So there's the levels going up and down. And we got 4 minutes 7 seconds left until the song finishes. 5:26 PM. But I do miss and would like to go back to doing radio if I can afford it in the future. That was a highlight video for me. And another highlight video for me that year, 2012, was me talking with Daniel and doing a radio show featuring my friend Daniel Jeffrey, talking about autism and how I find my autism, how it affects me, my Asperger's syndrome.
I mean,
it makes us out to be like robots.
Exactly, we're not robots, we're people, and whoever came up with that, it's not true. Even in children it's not true, because they say, oh, children don't have empathy, but I've seen kids and they cry, they laugh, they're like any other people. That's complete nonsense to even suggest things like that. It's not right.
Do you say you have difficulty putting yourself in other people's shoes?
Yeah, definitely, all the time. That's probably one of the worst things. Imagine what somebody's feeling, and it's like, well, I don't want to put myself in other people's shoes anyway.
That could be classed as empathy, I guess.
Yes, exactly, there you go. That's
me interviewing Daniel about how his Asperger's affects him. So that was 2012, and I did more video diaries and more videos that year. I got sort of slowly back into doing videos that year, 2012. 2013 was the year that I went to Madagascar and I filmed it on the camera. Hello, it's Natalie here. I thought I'd update you on how I'm doing in Madagascar and my time here. I think last week I did a video blog and said about painting the mural. And here is the mural me and Ashley have been working on, and this is the second day, and today I'm painting the rest of the mural. The writing's all been done. I didn't do many video diaries in 2013. I filmed a bit of the house because we were planning on moving out of my nice, not mine, but my dad and mum's nice big house, 6-7 bedroom house with 2 living rooms, and we moved out of that house in 2014, but I filmed the house because I thought it would be the last time I film it before I went to Madagascar. When I got back from Madagascar, the house would have been sold and we would have been living somewhere else, but that didn't happen. So I filmed a bit of the house, like my bedroom, the living room that I sat in a lot, and I only did 2 video diaries that year, and my weight drastically reduced that year. I lost quite a lot of weight. I went down to about 10 stone something, 10 stone 3 or 4, and lost even more weight when I went to Madagascar at the end of 2013. And on the camera you can see that I compared with 2011, I've lost a lot of weight, and that was through dieting and exercise and also willpower, really, because I was still on the same 30mg aripiprazole drug, so in a way it teetered off. Like, the side effect of gaining weight reduced because I stopped eating as much and did a bit more exercise at the gym class I went to. On to 2014, which is 5 years of doing video diaries. I think in 2014 I mentioned it had been 5 years of me doing video diaries. Sorry. I think in 2014 I mentioned it had been 5 years of me doing video diaries. So I started doing video diaries in 2009 when I was about 25, back in January 2009, so it's 5 years ago now, really. 5 years ago, roughly to this day, that I started doing video diaries, and I've done them ever since, and now I'm 30 and I can sort of document myself getting gradually older, so I can kind of see myself getting older on the videos, really, and more confident with talking and speaking. in 2014, the main thing was that we moved out of Normandy House to downsize to a smaller 3-bedroom house, and it was quite. I took it all in my stride and didn't dwell on it too much, but I filmed a bit of for the last time officially being at Normandy House. I filmed the outside of the house, and I filmed my bedroom being packing all my stuff away, and that's on camera. So that's my room. It's completely empty now. I'm going to be very sad when I leave this room. I've been in this room since 2004, September. This is the last video I'm ever going to take at Normandy House, 7 Briarcroft Close, Camberley. So I thought I'd film the house before I leave it. And then I filmed my first experience of being in the new house at Southern Road. So I did about 4 video diaries that year, and I filmed myself doing the Gateway camping trip that we went on as part of the Gateway Award. So in 2014 my life was full of activity, but I was unemployed because I lost my job at the ARC admin assistant job I had in 2012. I lost that. Sorry, I need a break. Been talking quite a lot. Always sort of drains me. So yeah, 2014 was quite a busy year, even though I didn't have a job, and I made new friends, and I felt my life felt busy despite a couple of relapses I had where the voices got a whole lot nastier, and they got even nasty from about 2011. The voices got much worse, they got much more negative, more intense, more nasty, and I found them harder to deal with. So on to 2015, I didn't do as many video diaries that year. I did like 2, I think, one in May or one in September, October, so I only did 2 video diaries in 2015. But I also filmed me with the voices having a relapse of schizoaffective disorder.
Good, thank you. Where do you look on this thing? Oh, there, of course, there, yes. House, yes, it's a house. Here it is, the house. House.
So it was quite interesting me seeing these videos of me suffering from schizoaffective disorder, because I was quite lively in them, quite funny, but also you could see that the mental illness had affected me, and it was different in flavour to in 2009, where I was just having fun on the camera and being a bit silly. You could tell that I was clearly mentally ill in the videos in 2015. I also filmed my nephew, who was born in March 2015. He was quite nice to film, and that was a good highlight of 2015, was my nephew being born. And obviously my other nephew was born in 2011. So on to 2016, I did 3 video diaries that year, and I was saying at the end of 2016 that I would like to get back into this hobby again, because this hobby had let itself slip, and I was not doing it as much as I used to, and I wanted to make it as enjoyable as when I first started doing the video diaries and the hobby of filming my life in 2009. Recently I've been watching home videos that I've made, video diaries I've made from like years back in 2009, 2010, 2011, and it sort of spurred me to make more again, because I really enjoyed watching them, and I like this way of documenting my life from like the age of 25 up till however old it'll be. A highlight of 2016 was going to Corfu and filming myself in Corfu, and you also get video footage of me, you can see, of me doing Garape on my my 33rd birthday. You can see me in Garape on the Garape apparatus on a treetop thing, and that's one of the videos I filmed. And then 2017 was a tough year because I had 4 relapses. I'm recovered from the worst relapse I've ever had in my life, I think. Well, one of the worst anyway. So here I am talking on my iPad with my voices in my head. You know what I mean? But I strangely, in that time, had quite a lot of high achievements. Like, I graduated from my master's degree, and I completed my MA film, Zack and the Rainbow Making Friends, animation about a boy with ADHD. And I did the Different Voices film training project. So I did quite a lot of achievements in 2017, and I went to Cleethorpes and I filmed a bit of Cleethorpes, and I filmed a bit of Southampton when I had my artwork on display in Southampton, and then I filmed in Edinburgh when I was part of the Edinburgh International Film Festival, when my film that I did as part of Different Voices, Animation is My Alter Ego, was screened. So I filmed all that, and I also did 4 video diaries that year, and I got back into talking on the camera and doing video diaries, and in many ways I seemed more perky and more upbeat than the previous years, where I'd seemed on the camera not as enthusiastic, a bit more stifled. So it got me back into doing video diaries again and talking on the camera. Then on to 2018 or 2018, which in many ways was a very good year for me and stands out as the year where I got officially back into doing videos and filming and video diaries, even more so than 2017. So I extended on that, and it was a year where I filmed a lot of different things, such as me at my karate competition back in March, going to Wales in March. I filmed myself, unfortunately, having a nasty psychotic breakdown, a nasty psychotic episode, and I filmed very unashamedly. I filmed myself having a full breakdown and being very agitated and very out of control. And then I filmed myself frankly talking about my experiences having schizoaffective disorder and how it affected me in my mind, and I was quite emotional on it. In a nutshell, it's soul destroying. It takes your very sense of self away, your personality away, your enjoyment of life away. You feel utter despair, and the worst of all, you feel suicidal. So yesterday I just felt like ending it all because the pain is unbearable. I don't even know how to explain it now because I'm feeling quite calm, but it was hard for me to play it back and see it because I was very unwell, you could see. So I filmed myself like quite a lot in 2018. I filmed myself talking on the camera. Like, I did 4 official video diaries along with a recap overall impression of 2018. And then in September 2018 I decided I would start doing a video diary, a mini video diary series of me talking on the camera for 10 minutes, 10-minute snippets. So I started that in September 2018 and I've done 5 of them now. Hello, Natalie Priest here. I've started something new with my video diaries I do called, it's a new thing that I'm going to do every month for 12 months. It's like a mini video diary type thing to see how I grow and change and stay the same for 12 months each month. Last one I did was last week on the 1st of January, because for the first of the month, every month for 10 minutes I talk on the camera about little quick snippets of me doing what I've been up to in that month, really. So I filmed like me talking about my TEFL course, my CamFest, being part of CamFest, where my artwork was on display and for sale, and what else? What songs that I liked from that year and things like that. I filmed myself a whole lot in 2018, and 2018 was a really good year for me. It's actually the year where my mental health improved drastically, where since July 2018 I've not been hearing voices at all or having any symptoms of schizoaffective disorder. Today I'm quite well, so my mental health is very good at the moment, and I'm quite optimistic that I'll be free of schizoaffective disorder for the rest of my life now, but I'll take it slowly because it's only been, well, just under 4 months since I last had a relapse, and I've had like relapses that length before, but I've got a feeling that I'll be free of voices that I used to hear. And I hope to continue that into the future and be voice free and mental illness free, really, in terms of the schizoaffective disorder and psychosis. So that's up till now, really, and I hope that I'll continue doing video diaries for years to come. Like I've mentioned already, it's a really good hobby and I really enjoy watching the videos back, seeing how things have changed over the years but stayed the same, and ways that I've grown as a person in all that time. And so they're my notes. So what do I hope to get out the next 10 years of doing videos? I'd like to continue doing the video diaries 4 or 5 times a year in the mini video diary series that I've been doing, and I want to have more experiences overseas where I can film different countries that I go to and film things other than me talking on the camera, but like scenery and different activities that I do. I'd also like to film my family more, because I did film my family in the past. Like I had a video of my family at Christmas and my family in France in 2009. So let me think about the highlights of these last 10 years of doing videos. One highlight was obviously Ghana in 2009, hands down, I can't disagree with that. And then me in Madagascar in 2013, a bit less so. Me in Staffordshire in 2010, doing my radio show, Radio Marmalade. Being in Wales last year. All the things I got up to last year in 2018 at CamFest, and I even filmed me on my computer making DVDs with the video footage from me over the years, so making DVDs and me putting VHS videos onto my computer. So they're interesting things I filmed last year. I suppose my least favourite ones to watch were probably ones that were very hard for me to watch, was how my mental health deteriorated so drastically in 2010 from May and the end of April till the end of 2011. Another one that stands out to me that I've already mentioned is 2010 in January, when I was talking on the camera quite frankly about my mental health and how I wanted change in my life. But in 10 years time I'll be 45, and it'll be interesting to see how I talk on the camera in 10 years time and what I have to say and what I'm up to in the next 10 years, and then 20 years when I'm 55 and what I have to say on the camera obviously again, and what I'm up to for the next 20 years, because I can see this being an ongoing hobby and passion of mine. And these videos are generally private and I don't show them to anyone, and I only show snippets of them to people because they're like diaries. You know, when you write in a diary about your thoughts and feelings, but these are like videos, so they're like video diaries really. I call them video diaries and not vlogs or video blogs, because that's, I don't know, that's the trendy way of calling it, but I'd rather call it my own name, video diaries. I sort of coined that term video diary in, I think it was 2009 when I first mentioned video diary, or it might have been July 2009 when I first mentioned video diaries.
Because I was meant to be doing a lot of these video diaries to overcome my mutism and learn to talk better. I think my ability to talk has improved on the camera.
I think I've covered everything, and sort of happy 10-year anniversary really of doing these videos. They're quite important to me. I'll cherish every one of them and keep every one of them, and it's just a very special hobby and a very special way of keeping documentation of myself and my life really. So so here's to the future with Empty Cup.
It's enough for now. Bye. Bye. Alright then, bye for now. Bye.
It'll be really interesting to look back at these video diaries when I'm a lot older, like 40 something, and think how much I've changed. Bye for now. I'll just say bye for now, and thanks for tuning in. Bye. So, alright then, bye for now. Bye. Bye. Thanks for watching, aged 80 years old Natalie Priest. Back when I was 32, you know what I mean? I don't know what kind of technology they've got now, but it'll be very different from this, so hopefully I've still got it. Bye for now. Bye. Bye. Okay, bye for now. Alright, bye for now. Bye. Bye. Thanks for tuning in. That's all I've got to say. Bye for now. Bye. Bye. Quite important, because a lot can happen in 10 years, and it has.